Hello students, welcome back. Today I am going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 5, Advanced Feature of Excel. Now in this chapter I am going to show you how to create a chart and working with different components of the chart. Now let us go to the Excel sheet. Now you need to understand what actually the chart is. So we can say that chart is the pictorial representation of data, or chart is an effective way to display data in pictorial form. Chart make it easier to draw comparison and analyze the growth, relationship and trend among the values in a range. So chart is very helpful for comparisons and analyzing the data. Now see, I have created a simple worksheet here. You can consider this as a mark sheet of students. So I have mentioned the name of 5 students and I have randomly put the number or a marks that they scored in English, Maths, SST and Science. So I am going to create a chart on this worksheet. Now it is quite simple to create a chart in Excel. So first what you need to do is you need to create a worksheet just like the one that I have created here. Then you need to select the entire worksheet. So select the entire worksheet. After selecting the entire worksheet, click on the insert tab here and we call this as a chart group. So if you see on the chart group, you will get different types of charts like column chart, line, pie, bar, area, scatter. If you click on other chart, you'll get many more charts. So let me start with the column chart. So click on the drop down arrow of the column chart and you can choose any of this column style. Suppose say 2D column, 3D column, cylindrical, cone, pyramid, any of this column chart. So let me choose say cylinder. So just click on this design. Now you will get a chart based on this worksheet. Now let me increase the size of the chart here. So now see, though you have created the chart, your chart is still incomplete because you need to add some of the components of the chart. Until and unless you don't add the component of the chart, your chart become incomplete. So if you want to add the component of the chart, you have to go to the layout tab. Now let me show you one thing. Just let me click outside this chart. Right now I have not selected the chart. I have clicked on the Excel worksheet. Now you can see that the last tab visible to you is the view tab here. See, this is the view tab. Now once I click inside the chart or I select the chart, what will happen here? You will see the additional 3 more tabs. That is design tab if you want to design the chart, layout chart and layout tab and format tab. Now as I was talking about using the different components of the chart, so if you want to use different component of the chart, you have to click on the layout tab here. So click on the layout tab. Now you can see some of the components of the chart here, like say chart title, axis title, legend, data level, data table, axis and grid line. Now we will use all these components of the chart one by one in the chart that I have created just now. Okay, now let us start with the chart title. So click on the chart title. Let me remind you once again, you will get the component of the chart under the layout tab. So click on chart title. I want the title above the chart, so just go in this box that is above chart and click here. Now you can see a box that contains a chart title. So you can give the title for the chart. Suppose say let me write down students mark sheet. Say students. So after typing, simply press the enter button, so it will appear students mark sheet has appeared there. Now see, you know that the chart contain y-axis and x-axis, so we call this as a y-axis or vertical axis, and this as a x-axis or a horizontal axis, or you can also call this as a category axis and the y-axis as a value axis. So what does the y-axis contain? It contains the value, that is say 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. All this represents the number or the marks. So I need to mention it. And the x-axis, that is the category axis, what does it contain? It consists of the name of the student. So I need to give the axis title. So let me go to the axis title. Horizontal axis means x-axis. So just click on title below axis. So you can see one box here. Now either you can delete it and you can mention, suppose say, name of the students. Now again go to the axis title. Now click on primary, that is vertical axis or y-axis, and choose one of this option and simply write down, suppose say, marks obtained, and press enter key. You will see. So now I have defined both the y-axis and x-axis. Now what I want to do is, if you see on the right hand side, we call this as a legend. So now you can place this right now. By default you will get the legend on the right hand side, but you can place this legend on different position. So let me go to the legend box here. Show legend at top. So what will happen? The legend will go at the top. If you click on show legend at left, so it will go in the left. In this way, wherever you want to place the legend, you can place it either at the bottom or towards the right side. So let me keep it on the right hand side. Now next is, suppose say this is my data marker. So above the data marker I want to use the data label, so that I can easily mark out the marks that has been scored by different students in different subjects. So for that you have to go to the data label, click on the drop down arrow, and you have to simply click on this show button. Click on show button. Now you can see the marks appears at the top of the data marker. So we call this as a data label. Now suppose say if you want to place the table, that is the worksheet, inside the chart, then you have to go and click on data table. So click on data table and say show data table. So you can click on this button, so you can see the table as well as inside the chart. Suppose if you don't want to put the data table inside the chart, simply go and click on none. It will get removed. Means whatever you don't want to use inside the chart, you have to click on the component of the chart and simply click on none. Now finally I want to show you the grid lines. So these are called grid lines. So click on the drop down arrow of this grid line components, primary or horizontal grid line. So you may use as a major grid line. Major means bigger and minor means smaller. So if you want to use the minor or both major and minor, simply click on any of this option. So you will see a minor grid line. Again go to the grid line. Now I want a vertical grid line, either major or minor grid line. So click on any one of these. Now you can see both horizontal as well as vertical grid line. Now if you look at this chart, I have used 1, 2, 3, 4 and grid line. At least I have used 5 components of the chart, And as I have already mentioned in my previous class, last class, that whole this structure, this whole area is known as a chart area, and everything comes inside the chart area. And if you look inside, now see, let me talk about this particular area. This area, we call this area as a plot area, and inside the plot area you will get data marker, data level, and grid lines. So these are some of the components of the chart you need to use to make your chart complete. So right now my chart gets completed, and if you want, you can format all these components of the chart by going in the home tab. Click at the home tab and you can simply format the component of the chart. Let me select it, go here, click here. If you want to increase the size or you want to change the handwriting, you can use it. Now go to the y-axis, give one color. You can increase the size of the text. Go to the x-axis, give one font color here for this one. Increase the size of the text, and you can also change the handwriting style. So in this way you can format the different components of the chart. So go through this video. You can create your own worksheets like the one that is given here at the background, and you can create the chart by following this video. So thank you children, and do practice at home.